Get in! 6-1 to the tune. That was absolutely brutal. It's Collinho. I'm here with an immediate match reaction to the game against Qarabag in the Champions League. Let's get into it. Right guys, I normally script my videos, but I have got my trusty notebook with me and I am just kind of winging it here. So if you hear me stutter, if I say like 1,000 times, then I do hope that you'll forgive me and I do hope that you'll stick around. It should get better in time. Qarabag didn't really get better in time. But anyway, let's get into it. So I think the most natural place to start would be the formation that Eddie Howe went with prior to the match. I think it was a 4-2-3-1, if memory serves. I think it was. Gordon in the number 9 and Nick Woltemade in the 10, which is interesting. Now, I think that there's been a lot of debate about this. Are we using Nick Woltemade properly? Are we using Anthony Gordon properly? You know what? If Gordon's going to play like that and score those kind of goals each time that we play him up front, then you know what? Have at it, in my opinion. I do wonder, and I'm asking you here as well, I do wonder if Anthony Gordon is being converted into an out-and-out number 9. Obviously, we know he likes to play on the left. He's made a big hoo-ha out of that, hasn't he? But I do wonder now if Eddie and Anthony have had some sort of discussion. Maybe they've worked this out on the training pitch. Maybe it's an evolution of his game. I do think that they're trying to make him the out-and-out number 9. And you know what? If he's playing like that, if it's working for us, if we're scoring 6 goals every match, yes, I know it was Qarabag, even though they drew with Chelsea 2-2, which I find absolutely phenomenal, to be honest. If he's scoring like that, then maybe that is something that we need to pursue. It's clearly working for him at the moment. As for Nick Woltemade, there has been a lot of noise about him in recent days, especially today. I believe there was a few news articles coming out of Germany that made their way over here, of course, about him not being happy in the tune, that he wants away, he wants to move back to Stuttgart or even get a move to Bayern Munich. I don't know, guys. I would take that with a massive pinch of salt. I think that it's just people trying to rock the boat, unsettle the lad. He seems happy enough to me, although there was some body language there tonight that wasn't quite the best. Which we can talk about later. I'll probably forget about it. I'm just basically talking about his demeanor after, I think it was Gordon's second penalty. He didn't really seem all that thrilled. And there was some drama there as well, by the way. I think that Trippier was trying to get someone else to take the penalty, but Gordon was having none of it. And you know what? On that, I would say that he is the designated penalty taker, and for good reason. I think he's stuck away all of his penalties so far. He's good at them. This is a serious competition. You know, it's not about trying to get people's confidence up in that situation. It's about putting the goals away and getting the freaking goals on the scoreboard and getting us a better goal difference. So I'm totally with Anthony Gordon in that situation. He didn't seem like he was stroppy or anything like that. He just knew that he was the man for the job and he wanted to take that penalty. And for me, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Love to see it. But back to Nick Woltemade, he's playing in that 10 position. Is he a 10? Lots of people seem to think he is a 10. But if you look at his play from Stuttgart, if you look what he does for Germany, he's pretty much always in the box. He does kind of bill himself as a classic number 9. I think he started off for us fantastically well, bashed in a few goals. Looks really great on the ball, but obviously has had a recent dip in form, which is concerning. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what his best position is. I'm not sure that we are utilizing him to the best of his potential. But hey, you know what? Like I say, back to Anthony Gordon. If he's playing like that, then can't really argue with it, can you? And the lad, you know, Nick, he's got so much skill on the ball. He's so technical. He's got great feet. I think that he can actually excel in that 10 position. So let's just see where it goes. I think we had Trips playing at right back for like the 50th time in a row. The lad's 35, you know, it clearly showed when he was done for pace in the first half. I think it was the Qarabag left winger. I don't know his name. I'm really sorry about that. Completely did him for pace. And if it was a better player, I think that would have been definitely a goal conceded. But you know what? At the end of the day, it was 6-1, and these are all minor things that we can consider tonight. But let's just not spend too much time dwelling on them, because the performance overall was absolutely fantastic. And more on that performance, really. I think that first half performance really was an absolute obliteration of another football team. I did expect more from Qarabag, especially as they were at home. I think they just couldn't deal with our pace. They just couldn't deal with the technicality. I do wonder how much of that was Qarabag being terrible and how much of it was Newcastle being absolutely class. I think that it was a mixture of both, but probably, and I'm probably biased, it's probably more us being absolutely class, to be honest. I think that we were playing with absolutely fantastic passion and skill and movement and pace. Like it was just fantastic to see. I really love to see it. That's what I want to see more of. That's what we want to see. That's what we all want to see more of. We haven't seen enough of that this season. And yes, granted, it is Qarabag, but again, that is a team that drew 2-2 with Chelsea, I think it was, and beat Benfica. So, you know, we've gone out there, we've done a job, and you know what? You can only beat what's in front of you, and the lads really did that tonight, which I thought was absolutely fantastic. We've been questioning their application, we've been questioning their passion, we've been questioning so much of them this season. We've been questioning their away form. But in recent games, Spurs, Villa, and now Qarabag away, all away, absolutely freaking fantastic. I want to see more of it. And I think that stands us in good stead for the City match. It was great to see Malick Thiaw get a goal. I think that guy is absolutely fantastic in the air. He really does know how to score a header. Aside from the fact that he's a freaking fantastic defender. I mean, the guy is absolutely imperious. I think of all the summer signings, and you know, this has been said to death, all the summer signings, he is by far and away our best one. He is an absolute steal. I think that the AC Milan crowd was saying that he's got a mistake in him. He's got a mistake in him, and yes, he has got a mistake in him. We've seen that ourselves, but that's far, far, far outweighed by what he brings to our team. He is so dependable at the back. He's so solid. He is always switched on. I mean, I say always switched on. He's pretty much switched on all the time. Yeah, okay, he can slip over and let someone in, but we've all got a mistake in us, right? Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is Malick Thiaw is absolutely, and I'm saying absolutely way too much, Malick Thiaw is very, very good. Things went from bad to worse for Qarabag, didn't they? I think Gordon got that penalty. He scored it. Fantastic penalty taker. I will say that again. And then straight from the kickoff, we just pressed them and Qarabag just couldn't deal with it. Nicked the ball off them. Gordon wins the penalty and we get another goal. I mean, it was an avalanche at that point. And I really was wondering whether it could be double digits. But, you know, fair play to Qarabag. They came out in the second half and they did themselves credit. The performance was much better. Obviously, we took our foot off the pedal, I think. We made a swathe of substitutions, thinking about the matches ahead. But yeah, it was a much more even affair in the second half. And yeah, credit to Qarabag there. It was great to see Jacob Murphy come on and get his goal. Okay, it took a deflection, but it was a good enough shot. And you know what? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. That's a cheesy line. That's oversaid, but hey, I said it, and it's true. It is true. And I also loved to see Joe Linton come back to the fray. I mean, we've missed that guy so much. It's a tricky one with Joe Linton. I really do think that, you know, he comes back into the team, he builds up a head of steam, he builds up some momentum, he starts playing really well, and then he gets an injury, and it's usually a groin injury, isn't it? And then he goes out, and then the story repeats. I think that with him, yes, we've missed him a lot. Yes, he brings so much to the team, but I am happy that we do have others that seem as though they can come into the midfield and kind of not make up for his absence, but offer something else. I'm talking about Miley, I'm talking about Ramsey. And on Ramsey, he is playing better and better with each performance. I think today we didn't really get to see much of him, of course, but I think I remember him slipping one through. into, I think it was a Langer, I can't remember exactly, but it was a beautiful ball. And that's really what he brings to the table. I think he just brings that element of creativity that we have been missing at times. So it was really good to see him out there tonight. But all in all, I think that that was a proper professional performance from the lads. That's really hard to say, a proper professional performance. Say that 5 times quickly. It was professional. It was well executed. The play was superb, in my opinion. I want to see more of that going forward. Yes, again, the team wasn't exactly Premier League level opposition, but they are still in the Champions League. They're a Champions League team. And again, you can only beat what's put in front of you. I think that that does stand us in good stead for the City match. I do have confidence now going forward. We were all thinking that this was going to be a really tough run of fixtures, starting off with the Spurs match. But you know what? That's 3 wins on the bounce now. We've got City for the 56th time in the FA Cup on the 7th of March, I think it is. We've got them coming up soon. You know what? I think at home we can definitely do some damage. I was there at the City game earlier this season at St James's. And on our day, you know what? We can beat anyone. We can beat anybody. I think away at City, it's going to be tricky. But at home, I would back us to get a result. So let's just look forward with a little bit of confidence. I will say that in that second half, I think that we switched off a little bit. I think that that's probably natural, given that you're 5-0 up. I think we took our foot off the pedal there and got a little bit sloppy, a little bit complacent, and allowed them to get in behind us and score that goal. But hey, at the end of the day, we've won 6-1. I'm not going to cry over any of that spilt milk. As I said, the performance was absolutely professional. I think that it was a fantastic display of football from us. And most importantly, scoring 6 goals tonight, Gordon getting on the score sheet 4 times, playing some beautiful football. I think that that's going to do wonders for their confidence. And yeah, I'm hopeful. I am hopeful for the upcoming fixtures. You've got to be, right, guys? Come on. I mean, it's only City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Sunderland, City, and I think City again. But hey, you know what? We can do it. So I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you're happy with the result. Again, it was unscripted. I just want to talk to you as if you're my mate. I just want to talk to you as if you kind of sat there opposite me. I don't really want to kind of be reading off a script all the time. I think it's better that way. Let me know in the comments if you've vehemently disagreed with anything that I've said, or indeed if you've agreed with some of the things that I've said as well. So on that note, I will bid you adieu. And we are well on our way to the last 16 of the UEFA Champions League. Away the lads!